You pick the side, I just hope you gon' stand on it.
Welcome back to the Stand On It podcast, coming to you on Zoom today. Thank y'all for joining us. You already know what it is. Stand On It podcast, bringing y'all real conversations, analyzing, breaking down the game we love, without gimmicks, without clickbait, but sometimes rage bait. Tay,
Uh,
thank you for being on the ones and twos today. My man is like the DJ every time we're on Zoom, so appreciate you for holding it down. Man, I want to thank our subscribers, and I'm gonna pass it to my guy.
yeah, man, I appreciate everybody, man. We had one of our, I'll call it mini viral videos. We got over 20K views on the post me and my boy Lil was going back and forth at. Man, that was funny. The comments, I've been reading the comments every day. I've been finding new comments and laughing because you guys was very engaged into that. That was the most engagement we ever got on any post we did. So we both appreciate that. And y'all Niner fans that's been texting me, DMing me, y'all are crazy, bro. Like, I'm a troll artist, but I be having facts in what I be saying. So it's just funny. And my boy Lil, he don't really get mad like that. But if you say the right thing to him, he gonna be mad. So I appreciate everybody with the support. We're gonna do a quick little recap of the Super Bowl and close off the NFL season because we've been attacking this for like the 5 to 6 months, just strictly NFL content. So be out on the lookout for this.
Man, I'm gonna get us started just with a Super Bowl breakdown, man. The Seahawks, man, curb stomped the Patriots 29-13. I was a little bit gracious the game, thinking the Patriots might be able to attack that offense a little bit more than they did.
Yeah,
I kind of gave them 17 points in my in my
man.
predictions with far too many. But man, they got walked, and this was a defensive battle. The way the Patriots defense showed up early was really, really impressive. Really just holding them and limiting them to field goals. But their offense couldn't get anything going. Tay, talk about, man, the defensive personnel that stepped up in this matchup, and what really took you by surprise, if anything.
What took me by surprise was the game itself. It was very lackluster in the first half. It was so many punts. It was crazy. If anybody that was betting on punts, I know they made a fortune because it was ridiculous. But I will say I'm not surprised with Seattle's defense because they defense has been great all year except for when they play Matthew Stafford and they still find a way to beat him.
Right.
But you got to think they had a first round bye. Then they played you guys 41-6. Then they had a nip and tuck game against the Rams. And then sorry to bring up old wounds,
It's
my
okay.
boy.
You didn't have to say
Uh
the score.
and then this game was like pure domination. Drake May was under pressure the whole game. Will Campbell is probably gonna get moved to guard instead of left tackle because they were really exploiting that matchup with him. It was like equivalent to when you play basketball and you playing somebody that don't play defense and they put you in the pick and roll action every time they putting you in everything. That's what they were doing. Mike McDonald was doing with Will Campbell. They were sending extra players off the edge on the blitz, whether it was Witherspoon, Worry, whoever was just blitzing on his side, and he was not picking up the protection or he wasn't holding up. And Drake May was under pressure, feel like every time he was dropping back. So that was the reason why Seattle won. Sam Darnold didn't have to do too much. He did what he's supposed to do, not turn the ball over. Shout out to you for calling Kenneth Walker X Factor, and he won Super Bowl MVP. I guess that little meme you did with his bald head that he got him some, motivation. So shout out to him. But that was my takeaway from that game. It was just the defense and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I think the overwhelming takeaway was just the defensive masterclass that this was for Seattle. I think for the Patriots not to even make it past like the 40. I mean, I think the overwhelming thing was you're watching a young quarterback go up against a very experienced, very, very violent
Mm-hmm.
defense. And there were just a couple things that you take away from that, right? Like one, moving off the first or second read too fast. Two, getting happy feet in the pocket and running when you should just take a deeper drop and be able to see the line in front of you. And then three, like the inability to actually extend the play, right? To move the pocket, to get out yourself, and kind of anticipate the pressure. Because there are guys, once you look at this tape, there are guys screaming wide open as soon as he takes his eyes off the second or the third read and kind of goes like that instead of extending the play, trying to get out the pocket, which he has good legs. But he was rattled, man. I don't think there were any look that he felt comfortable with. I said in our episode before the Super Bowl, he needed to take shots down the field early to even make himself feel comfortable. They didn't
Right.
really do that. I mean, there were a couple throws here and there early in the game, but otherwise he didn't take any shots until that one he threw to Mac Hollins. That I mean, it was airmail in the like 3 rows into the out of bounds. But I think they made it really, really uncomfortable for him. It was a difficult game, the whole game for him to operate. And anytime you do that, then you force the quarterback to play prove it football. And if you can't go out there and throw it beyond the numbers, extend plays by yourself, move the chains with your feet, change protections, change route concepts at the line of scrimmage, identify safeties rolling up, which he didn't do all game. You had strong safeties, and they're in crazy nickel formations all game, just flying at you, rolling up, and he don't look at it, don't see it, don't acknowledge it. There's
Nope.
no hot route. And so I'm like, this is a guy who doesn't necessarily know what to do. And this is why Vrabel won the coach of the year. He's covering like, and I don't mean it. They didn't play amazing teams all year, but he's covering the holes in this offense and really the holes of a young quarterback. And so you saw it all game. Everything you said was true, but for me, that was kind of the biggest takeaway is they just can't move the ball.
My last takeaway was I said to you that I could see them trading for AJ Brown because they need a wide receiver one. And it showed, like I said a couple episodes ago, not to keep talking about your team, but I said if y'all had somebody that could just beat man coverage and that give the defense something to respect, they want to be doing what they're doing. But they don't trust nobody. They don't respect none of the receivers for the Patriots on the outside, so they could do whatever they want. And Drake May hasn't had one great game this whole playoff run, and he was just getting away with it because the defense of the Patriots was playing good. But I said, if when you're playing a team that has a great defense and a great offense, you can't just keep getting away with the stuff you're doing. And it came back to hunt them in the long run. And I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
agree.
that's how they lost.
I agree. I think there are a lot of times in the game where he's looking for like, and I'm being very specific, but I'm like, when you're winning games throwing 85 passing yards, those eight
Mm-hmm.
yard out routes on third down that you're praying is going to be there were not there. They weren't there one
Mm-hmm.
time in that game, and that's because
Nope.
man, they're letting everything sit in front of them, and they'll just wait. And when third down came, they're like, I dare you to throw it.
They don't respect who they got on the outside, man. That's all that was.
I
Diggs
mean,
didn't get
I
a
feel you, but that's also not respecting the quarterback. If he ain't gonna throw it down there, if he's not
yeah.
gonna throw it down there or test the limit to the defense, why? And this is why, and I love Brock, but this is why sometimes it'll be easy to beat him because I'm like, if we sometimes if you put it down there and you can intercept it, but also if you have
Yeah.
no faith in that like deep ball, pushing the defense, stretching it, we'll sit back
Yeah.
and let you do everything in front of us. And when it's time, we're just gonna smack you upside your head. So I thought that was ad nauseum. It happened time and time again in this game. It reminded me
I'm
of
with you.
the Eagles Chiefs game when Patrick was just running for his life.
Running for his life.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, shout out that ball dog, Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker
Shut-
running like a madman.
And he gonna get paid. He a free agent this year too. So see if Seattle sign him back. But this was Seattle fans was clamoring for because they felt like Charbonnet was taking a lot of his touches. And you see when he get a full workhorse, how he looked. He was playing out of his mind, man.
Also, I think this is what it was with Marshawn. This is to me, this is what it was with Frank Gore when you watched him on that Niners team. The runner of the football, like damn near creates the identity of the
Of the
football
team.
team. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the quarterback does that, but I'm like, when your running back kind of has that type of running style, I mean, they're gonna rally around that. And I think Sam Darnold was like, yo, I'm gonna get on this train as well in terms of just kind of letting Kenneth Walker take the show.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam Darnold played a perfect don't lose it game. Uh, I think no turnovers in the entire playoff run. Played really, really clean football. Threw a couple dimes in the Super Bowl and was like, I still
Mm-hmm.
got it. I'm not just game managing out here. I could lace them up if I need to. So yeah, I mean, I think if he continues to have strong seasons, deep playoff runs, like gotta respect him as a high
Salute
quality
to him for sure.
NFL quarterback. Yeah, big salute to Sam Darnold. Man, that's a wrap on the NFL season, man. I think two teams that nobody expected to make it. There was a lot of like turnover this season,
Mm-hmm.
injuries, teams that we thought were going to be here at the end didn't even make it to the playoffs. We had big name quarterbacks either not finishing the season. or not having a good season. Man, what are some of your takeaways from the 25-26 NFL season? Yeah, and what stood out to you as we saw some of the parity of the league kind of take shape?
Yeah, man. When I always been watching our predictions episode, and just to see how many times that we thought something was gonna happen and it didn't, is like when we came into this and we was talking about football when we first started, I just knew the Chiefs and Ravens was going and the Lions too was going to be in the playoffs and even make deep runs in the playoffs. And the fact that those three teams weren't in the playoffs is just crazy to me. And all the turnover is what I want to focus on. All 10 coaching hires have been finalized, and that's a lot of coaches being fired. So it's just interesting to see because, like I said, only one team could win a Super Bowl every year. So somebody's gonna be mad about this and that. But I think having Mike McDonald, you're gonna probably see a trend on a lot of teams trying to go for a young defensive coordinator mind. You see the Ravens, they hire Jesse Minter to be their coach. He's a young mind coming from the Chargers. I can see a lot of run on coordinators going if people get fired again because that's the way to go. I see. Back then it's like offensive guy, get offensive guy for the quarterback. But if you see if a good defensive coordinator is there, they could carry you to the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold didn't really have to do too much. He just, like you said earlier, don't mess it up, don't turn the ball over, and we're gonna take care of the rest. And that's what happened this season with the Seahawks. They were the best team this year. So it's just interesting to see. Free agency is coming up, the draft is coming up. Can't wait to see what my team do. We got a lot of holes, so I'm looking forward to that though. But it was a good season. I had fun, talking sports with you, chopping game with you, laughing and joking. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that's going to be under pressure next year. Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud. I could go on and on. So that's what I'm looking forward to see for what I came from for this season, man.
Nah, man, I think some of the things that you talked about that made me or that stood out a lot this season were like we thought there were a good number of teams we thought weren't going to make it that were going to be the worst
Mm-hmm.
teams in their league, and now they're looking like the best, like or in their conference in their division,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're looking like some of the best teams in the league. Um, and then, yeah, I think there was some good young quarterbacks, some good young play this year in terms of guys in their first and their second year making big strides in terms of their development. And a year that kind of mattered for them. I think if you have a year that's super top heavy with Mahomes going to the playoffs, Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, it doesn't give all these guys an opportunity to shine. So I think seeing our guy in Denver, Bo Nix,
Knicks.
make a deep playoff run and kind of take his team there. He got hurt. Seeing Sam Darnold do it, seeing Caleb Williams get to the playoffs and do it. And then, yeah, seeing your boy Drake May do it. I think this was a good opportunity for the young guys and the teams who kind of like nobody expected, just given all the parity in the league. And then, man, it was just a defensive year, like all in all. As much as we say like we like high powered offenses, I think if you have a guy who can throw dimes and can be efficient, I think you can win the Super Bowl. But if
Uh-huh.
you don't have a good defense, it doesn't matter. And we see time and time again, like you get to the big game and the best defense is able to make actual stops. It's the most overrated, or no, excuse me, underrated aspect of the little Chiefs dynasty that they had was their ability to stop the run and their ability to clamp down when it mattered, their defensive schemes, how they drew it up. You ain't winning the big one. You're not even going to get to the Final Four if you're not one of
Uh-huh.
the top five, six. I mean, exception with some teams, seven, eight defenses in the league. So, man, I think this year was just a big testament to that. Were there any surprises for you with the NFL Honors Awards, MVP, DPOY? Was there any surprise in that mix with what they announced with the awards?
No, everybody I had on my predictions for the 2025 season went 6 for 6. Well, only surprise I had was having Justin Herbert get a first place MVP vote is asinine. I don't know. The person said who did it. they put on Twitter they did it. But why in your right mind would you think to put Justin Herbert as a first place? I'm not saying fifth place, fourth place. Everybody know the MVP battle was between two players, Matthew Stafford and Drake May.
That was
Nobody else.
they're a diehard. Like they have to
Yeah,
be like a diehard Chargers fan.
but that's what I'm saying, bro. We got to figure out this MVP voting stuff is like
They need to
not
get
making
kicked
any sense
out.
to me because I tell you all the time, you talk all the time. I feel like Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson got robbed last year for MVP, and he had similar numbers to Matthew Stafford, and they didn't give it to him because they
Yeah.
said Josh did more with less. And then this year they give it to Matthew Stafford, and Drake May don't get it, even though I had Matthew Stafford winning. But I'm just saying I feel like the MVP race was way closer last year than this year. I feel like Matthew Stafford should have won MVP. So I'm just like, who voted for Justin Herbert? That's what I'm like. That's what I'm taking away from this.
I feel like that's an interesting thing to take away. I mean, man, they're the offensive rookie of the year. Tet definitely deserved it. I think definitely somebody who can go out and be a killer for the rest of his career, putting up monster numbers. I think there are a bunch of good rookies in the on the offensive side of the ball.
For sure.
I think there could be arguments, but I don't think anybody's mad at Tet winning that award. He's definitely a baller. They were trying to give the defensive rookie of the year away, and I just felt like people weren't actually like watching. And I get it, the Browns aren't like amazing, but their defense is a solid unit. And I'm like, you got to watch them play. Like that dude is making it happen, and he doesn't look like a rookie at all. Um, Surprises though, I don't think anything was surprising. Stafford winning the MVP, I think you see how he looks against the Seahawks defense and tell me he's not the MVP of the National Football League.
Drake May look versus the Seahawks defense, and look how Matthew Stafford did, and then you tell me who MVP.
I mean, it's just that's the difference in age, right? So it's like the experience, that's what the experience, the pedigree, that's what that earns you. So if you have the
Yeah,
same resume, if you got what's one reason why I would take this guy over this guy? This guy's got a nice arm, this guy's got crazy stats, but this guy knows how to get it done against a killer defense and doesn't get rattled. So I'm like that didn't get us far this year, but we all know the NFC Championship was the Super Bowl.
and they locked Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, of being a Hall of Famer now. Him having that MVP, he got a Super Bowl ring, first team All Pro, Pro Bowler. I think he's in the Hall of Fame now with that MVP award. And salute to him, man. I know he say he's coming back for another year, but it's crazy that he's all his best years, like statistic wise, like getting the accolades is with the Rams, but he was in Detroit for 12 years playing with them. And then, he got a Super Bowl ring with the Rams and an MVP with them. So shout out to him. I see
Now,
you making a face though. So
because
what you about to
brother,
say? What you about to say?
because I want us to be like I want us to be honest. Like, did we think he was good in Detroit or did we not?
Oh, here you go. I
No, no,
think he was
I'm
good.
asking a genuine,
I
like
think
genuine. I'm
I think
asking a
he was
question.
good. I think he was good. I would say he was good. I just think he wasn't good enough to elevate his franchise to, success and going far in the playoffs. But he had all the talent, arm strength, toughness. We was watching that clip at the studio of him breaking his shoulder and throwing a dot for a touchdown to win the game. So he definitely was tough. One of the best pure throwers of all time for sure. But I don't think he was great there in Detroit. I think he was good. He probably was great. He had some great years. He had threw for 5,000 yards, but I don't think he was great in the whole 12 years there. The whole 12 years, no.
No, I mean, I hear you. I won't make the argument that he was great, but I think there's an interesting perspective that we put on winning late in a career. And
Yeah,
situationally now, we talk about like guys' situation more than we've ever talked about it at any point in sports. And so my argument is that we don't suspend now when we talk about guys, we don't suspend the fact that like they aren't responsible for their entire thing until we get to certain players, right?
yeah,
This is my
yeah.
thing. Until we get to certain players, then we're like, oh man, like he's a part of a shitty organization and whoop de whoop. When I'm like, we
Uh,
could we could we could turn back the clock. I could show you some pretty insane numbers of him throwing for over 4,000 yards every single year.
5,000 too. He threw for 5,000 too, brother.
No, but I'm also saying, like, once we turn back the clock and start looking at
Yeah.
quarterbacks in different eras, dude, I think this generation would love Tony Romo, right? Like this generation would think Tony Romo was fucking amazing. Like the advanced stats, the analytics, all the things, the yards, the touchdown to interception ratio, they would think it's fucking amazing. And they'd be like, oh, it's Dallas's fault that he doesn't win. All I'm saying is like at some point we get to a point with quarterbacks in their career where I'm like, we either do or don't consider that. And now I'm asking this question now that it's like, is he a Hall of Famer? Do we think he was really good when he was in Detroit or not? And I think it's fair for folks to have an honest conversation about that. I think yes, but I also don't think people considered that when he was in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was calling him a great quarterback back then. My whole point, and I don't mean to belabor, I think Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback. But I do think if we're going to be honest about a Hall of Fame career, then they have to be honest about how he looked in Detroit. And I don't think any national television, any sports talk show, I don't think folks were talking about Matthew Stafford as a top quarterback. I'm not saying he wasn't. And I can show you tape that's like, this is what a pretty good quarterback looks like. I don't know what folks are saying. So I do think we're in a time now where we pay way more attention to your situation. We give you hella credit and we like to like, oh man, well, and we didn't used to do that at all. You know what I'm saying? I think Matthew Stafford now, you see him in a better situation, getting to win championships. And luckily he got the chance to do that. It's a good number of quarterbacks who never got the opportunity to like be around absolutely fantastic organization, great coaching, you know what I'm saying, and a system that'll get them there. That's all I'm saying. That's my 2 cents. I say all that to say he deserves the MVP.
Most definitely.
All good. Brother Bear, what's your song of the day?
Rick Ross, Magnificent, baby.
Yes, sir. And my song of the day is Evil by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Y'all, that's a wrap on season 1. We 21 episodes down. Thank y'all for rocking with us. To anybody who's watched all episodes, you're a real one, an absolute legend. If you've seen every episode, show us the receipt. Let us know. We'll send you a hoodie. But thank y'all for rocking with us. Follow us, like, subscribe, share on all platforms. And stay tuned for season 2 coming soon.
NBA on the way, baby. Let's do it, baby. Peace.
You pick the side, I just hope you're gonna stand on it.